What is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Massey33. Cheers back to you. Honeymoon, welcome in. What indicator do I use for naked daily, naked weekly, naked monthly points of control? That is going to be called the periodic volume profile. If you just type in periodic volume or PVP, type in PVP periodic volume profile. And then what do I use for TPO? Just type in TPO in here. TPO. Let's see. I have three TPO ones actually that I use. Time and volume point of control, market profile TPO, and TPO market profile by Kios Trading. But welcome in. Let's see. Love back to you, Yeshwanth. Welcome in. Samuel S., thank you so much for being here. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for modding for me. Crypto Wanderer 1, welcome in. Yes, please, everyone, smash the like button. If you get anything out of this stream today, any sort of insight into the market, please smash the like button for me. Please share the live stream with anyone you might think finds it interesting. Chicken Salt and Olive Ray, good morning and welcome into you guys as well. TNB Willa, welcome in. We will have a great stream today. Guys, a little bit slow today, but still we can look at some assets here and we can look at the overall macro, what is happening with Bitcoin. R Pink, welcome in, man. Thank you for modding. Thank you for being here. Good afternoon to you, Larry Lamb 86. Thank you for being here. And KRS Homestead, Sudeep, welcome in. And Envision 10, what's up, man? Welcome in. Okay, guys, so Bitcoin is still forming this range. If you guys watched my video yesterday, I talked about a range forming in here that didn't look completed yet. I think it needed some more time to mature. And I'm interested in when we come down to the bottom of this range, it looks like we're coming down here pretty quickly here. If we SFP the bottom of this mini range into our anchored VWAP, let me zoom out to the hourly chart. Yeah, if we SFP the bottom of this little range into our anchored VWAP area, we might be able to see a small scalp long opportunity. But overall, guys, I am looking at a potential distribution, just like over the holiday weekend, when we were looking at this range up in here last time we hit it into our fib channel, we saw the bearish divergences confirmed on the chart, and really it was prevalent. If you look at the 2 hour and the 4 hour, it was pretty good. But bear divs confirmed and money flow was draining out as the range was forming. Bear divs confirmed, money flow draining out as the range was forming. And it made me think that this was more of a distribution range that was going to dump to the downside. And then we did get that distribution to the downside. So if we look at our current range right now, we are seeing something very, very similar actually here. New higher highs in the price action. We are still chopping right around the bearish backtest of our Fibonacci channel. And we do have confirmed bear divs on the chart. And now, since we made our final high within that range, money flow has been draining out here. If we look at NAMI here, as we were making these three higher highs within this kind of ascending channel structure, let me clean this up a bit. We were seeing kind of this ascending channel structure in here, making three higher highs, and we were making lower highs on the momentum waves, and money flow was draining out as that range was forming, has now crossed into the red. So I was looking for this range to continue to mature a little bit, specifically like this area in here. And maybe we're going to come up and get one more high, or after taking liquidity of the lows of this range, we might get a move up to our golden pocket area, where then we might break down and kind of create that topping reversal pattern, head and shoulders or Model 2 distribution pattern. So that is something that I will be looking at following over the next day or two. And the reason why I am tending to lean a little bit more bearish right now, when some of the other YouTubers are looking like they want to see us break out to 96.5, or, you know, our point of control above us, or 95K, is because of our bearish divergences that we are forming. And if we go to the 4 hour time frame, confirmed bear divs between the two highs here, confirmed bear divs. Money flow is now starting to curve down here. On NAMI, we have local 4 hour bear divs within this kind of push up that we've been seeing over the past couple of days here. And then if we zoom out to the 8 hour chart, on the 8 hour chart, we do have now on the 8 hour, yesterday this wasn't confirmed, but you can see our momentum wave is starting to roll over here on Market Cipher B. Confirmed bear divs. Now, money flow does look good here. And remember, good money flow will always overpower a single drive of bear divs. And so there is hope that we do make a higher low with this bear div and then continue to break out up here. And that is something that we'll be looking at. We'll be looking at the higher low support levels where we can look for longs to hedge just in case this thing is actually going to break back into the channel because we don't know what's going to happen here. But you can see also on NAMI as well, between our highs here and our highs here, we did confirm some. Actually, they're not really bear divs; they're more like equal highs here. And yeah, I mean, you do have bear divs between this high and the high. You can see very slightly some bear divs there, but that is not really as important as the more local kind of non divs that are forming here. So, yeah, Bitcoin is showing those bear divs on multiple intermediate to high time frames. 12-hour, if we close the 12-hour, the next 12-hour candle as bearish as this candle is right now, this thing might start to roll over and we might start to confirm 12-hour bear divs as well. And you can see also NAMI is looking like it's printing 12-hour bear divs, and the money flow is printing bearish divergences or leaving as we're rising up within this bigger ascending channel. So yes, there is still hope that we can break up to 96.5, or where our point of control of our large range is. On Coinbase, it's at 96.580 up here. But we are starting to see kind of that rejection. And guys, we've been talking about this for at least a couple weeks now. We lost our big Fibonacci channel, and this Fibonacci channel has been really our support for most of the bull market. Let me get rid of this guy here. And we closed a weekly candle 2 weeks ago below that Fibonacci channel. And oftentimes when you close a key below a key support, it does get flipped into resistance. And it was also, the anchored VWAP from 49K and near our value area low of our macro range. But we're looking at this primary impulse to the downside. This from the all-time highs, a 1-2, 1-2. This was our big third wave, and we're looking for 4-5, 4-5 potentially. Maybe even coming down to 74.5K or 74K. Overall, the lows at 74.5 do look like they're going to get taken if we look at that bigger flat correction here. And we're seeing that C wave impulse to the downside. This impulse to the downside in a C wave, the target for that is to take out your lows of your A wave here. So, yeah, we could be continuing to see this dump. A lot of people are getting more bullish right now at the back test of a very, very key resistance here. Now, if we can, like I said in yesterday's video, if we can close the weekly candle back above this level of about 93,500, 93,400, 93,500, then I do think we will see further continued upside, and we might even break above the point of control of the range and continue up, 106K, 105K. But first things first, we need to break this. We need, we're forming kind of an ascending channel within this area that does look like a corrective move to me. It's like that big 3-wave corrective move. And we know our wave 4 corrections often take longer or as long as your wave 2 corrections in here. And so, yeah, we are looking at this as a possible another corrective move before continuing the overall downtrend that we've been in really since October 6th, since the all-time high. And we are seeing the continued bearish divergences form on the intermediate time frames. We know that we have high time frame bear divs with the monthly level, the weekly levels, and on the daily level. Now, daily level, our momentum wave was nicely bottomed out. We got a very deep momentum wave, all the way about to 81 on Market Cipher, which is pretty rare for it to go that deep. And you can see we've just been barely, we pushed up in a more of a corrective move and wasted all the momentum we could have earned from this. Now, this still could go up a little bit higher here. We could still spend another week pushing up here. But I just don't like the way this looks so far. If we turn on our volume here, volume is, dropping off as this is forming, this kind of corrective move is forming. And that is a telltale sign that this could be a corrective move. Also, we were looking at within this impulse to the downside being a double 1-2 impulse. Our wave 4 targets were between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci, pulled from the highs of wave 3 to the lows of wave 3. If we put on those wave 4 targets, you can see what are we rejecting from? We're rejecting from the 0.5 Fibonacci. And I did talk about this a little bit last week. We came up so quickly here to hit the 0.382 Fibonacci. that we were looking at, okay, and there wasn't really a nice three-wave corrective move in here. And so we were looking at, okay, maybe are we going to dump down to 84.6 where that naked daily point of control in confluence with the daily level was, and then get another move up to the 0.5. And that's actually exactly what happened. And we covered that primarily in last Friday's live stream, I believe it was. Yeah, last Friday's live stream. And I am still in that long position from around 84.6, but I am 75% out of that long position. And actually, no, sorry guys, I am like 90% out because when we took out these highs, I TP'd some more at 93.2. And so I'm primarily out of that short position, and I entered a scalp short yesterday, and I let you guys know in the Telegram, hey guys, this isn't looking good on this drop here. It wasn't looking so good. So I TP'd a little bit, and then I moved my stop loss to break even, and it was a very small win for me, but I got out of that short position, and I am looking to re-enter a short position again if I see proper confirmation in here. If we kind of, push up now that we looks like we're taking out the lows of that little micro range right now. Let's see if we can get back above, actually. We'll throw those on the chart, 91,700. We wanted to come down to this anchored VWAP. We wanted to hit this anchored VWAP. So let's see. Let's actually zoom in to the lower time frames. Let's see if we can catch a live scalp trade here. If we can reclaim, let's turn on our volume here. What I don't like what we're seeing right now on money flow is looking pretty bearish on NAMI and Market Cipher B here. And yes, we could develop some very slight bull divs here on the 15-minute. But for me right now, I'm not looking to long this unless we reclaim 91.7. If we can reclaim 91.7, what we can do is we'll pull our golden pocket from the highs of this range to the now new lows of this range, and we can look at that golden pocket and 93.1, 93.2, and maybe even the 786, because that 786 is going to be in alignment with the top of the another bearish backtest of that fib channel. So actually, I do like this 93.5 a little bit better, 93.550 a little bit better, just because it would take out this liquidity that's right above the golden pocket, this internal liquidity. So let's see here. I just want to do this real quickly. I want to throw this stop loss on here, and let's go here. So that's a 3.7 risk reward ratio. That's a good enough scalp for me. That risk reward ratio is good enough scalp for me. So for those of you that don't know, you want to take this percentage and divide it by 1% of your whatever your portfolio is. So, if you have $1,000 account, 1% of $1,000 is $10. So you're risking $10 per trade. And what we would do, I'm just going to give you an example of that. Let me pull up my calculator here. So if we're risking $10 per trade, which is 1% of $1,000 account, let's just throw it at 1,000. We would divide that by this percentage, but because it's percentage, you move the decimal over 2 places. So we do 0.00542. You could throw $1,845 on that trade, and if you get stopped out, you're only going to lose $10. And if you make it up to your take profit, you're going to get 3.73 times what you were supposed to make there, or you're risking. Excuse me. But here's the thing, guys. I'm not taking this trade unless we reclaim this low. And right now, it's looking like it doesn't want to reclaim that low. We're pushing lower, actually. We just made new lows. So that is why we wait to take long positions. Well, on swing failure patterns, you wait, because another thing I don't like here is look at this volume candle. It just busted straight through that swing failure pattern really, really with increased volume locally. And no reaction at all on that swing failure pattern. Even on the 5-minute, no reaction at all. Just busted straight through it. Pretty big increase in volume here. So it doesn't look like we're going to go for the SFP. Let's turn on the 2-hour chart here. Yeah, we're starting to dump, guys. I wanted to warn you guys of this. I warned you guys of this yesterday. A lot of people are getting really bullish right now. And to me, this just looks like a 3-wave corrective move, an ABC correction, up into our very, very key resistance of the backtest of the fib channel and our 0.5 Fibonacci, which is our wave 4 correction. And guess what? You could see a big dump here. So, man, let's see how this looks. But I don't like the way we are not SFPing these range lows here. Now, the next level of support, if we go ahead and pull our Fibonacci from the lows of Monday's move to the highs that we made yesterday, and this golden pocket right in here around 87.5 to 87.4 33 to 765, excuse me. If we're going to be in a bullish scenario, like let me just explain here. Let's get rid of this real quick. If we are going to be in a bullish scenario and reclaim the pitchfork fib channel, excuse me, the Fibonacci channel trend line, we would be looking now, we would have to look at a potential double 1-2. So a wave 1, a wave 2, an internal wave 1, an internal wave 2, and then we would want to explode through this resistance in a third wave. We would want to explode up pretty quickly here, and maybe, you know, in the 4-5s, taking out your 107k highs up here. But in order to see that, we are likely to at least see a retracement down to the golden pocket here. And if you do not hold that golden pocket, it's not going to look good for a double 1-2 impulse. It's going to look rather like it was an ABC correction, exactly where we thought we would end that ABC correction. Guys, I was talking about this for over a week now, how this resistance, this bearish backtest here between 92.5 and 93.5K, and, you know, wicking up to hit the 0.5 at 94 was the big area. If we're going to continue this impulse down, a wave 1, a wave 2, internal wave 1, internal wave 2, big third wave, 4, 5, and then we could get another 4, 5 coming down to take out your 74.5K lows. And that would complete this impulse to the downside. Now, here's the thing. For me, this is still the greatest probability until we reclaim this Fibonacci channel. That is the greatest probability for me. But after we complete this bigger ABC correction, let me zoom out onto the daily time frame. After we complete this ABC correction to the downside, this impulse to the downside, I am looking for a significant move to the upside. So, like if we come down to 70K, or if we SFP the lows at 74.5K, I will be looking for a significant move up, at least up into your golden pocket. And I'm talking about the macro golden pocket, pulled from the highs of the bearish impulse to wherever those lows are going to be. Let's say right at 70K, I'd be looking for a move up to like 105, 106K here. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But this is still, for me, the greatest probability right now. All right, let me check the chat again. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Travie Trades, what's up, man? Welcome in. Thank you for being here as well. Your volume is low. Oh, shit. Okay. Thank you guys for letting me know that. Is volume better now? I'm sorry. I should have read that better. Check. Is that better? Guys, I turned it up. This is about as good as I can go with the volume without, like, really making the mic peak on me. Okay, volume is low for me today. Okay, hopefully that helped a little bit, guys. Man, this is quite annoying how this does this. I did order a new sound mixer, and so hopefully that'll be here soon. Mike, thank you for that comment, man. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, this is my primary scenario still, guys, is the double 1-2 impulse to the downside. But we are at the very, very key decision point for Bitcoin. Like, make no mistake about it. This is such a key decision point for Bitcoin, because if we can get back inside of the Fibonacci channel on the weekly time frame, if we close this week's candle back above it, I would classify this as a fake out of the channel. Fake out of the channel. And we're going to push back up inside of it and probably make a significant move up here. But if we start to reject here, guys, it's just you bounce from local support, bearish backtest. You're gonna come down and make new lows. It's most probable. I shouldn't say it's guaranteed. It's most probable to come down and make new lows here. And if we look at this, this often forms these kind of choppy. It looks like 2 or 3 weekly candles of chop underneath before you actually lose it and see a significant red candle, like a bearish red candle. But this is so common in my years of trading when we see channels, like no matter what time frame you go on, if you go on a lower time frame, like a 1 hour or 2 hour, and you're looking at an ascending channel, and let's go in here onto the 4 hour time frame, and let me just give you an example of that. I'm also looking at this smaller channel, this one here, and I'll make this a different color so that it's this blue channel here, so that you guys can see that a little bit better. But say we do like reject here, we come down, we lose it, we SFP these lows from last Monday, or from this Monday, no, last Monday, excuse me, and then you kind of go like this and you chop around here for a bit, and you cannot get back inside of that channel. What happens is you end up dropping, and you end up taking out not only the lows of the channel, but you're gonna come make new lows. So it's I've seen it so much in my years of trading. I know how channel trading works. That's one of my big breads and butters is pitchforks and channels. So to see this on the high time frame like this double bearish backtest of the pitchfork, and the reason why I'm looking for potentially this range to continue, even maybe for a couple more days here, and then get even one more test of that general area, is because oftentimes on these high time frame levels, you'll get 3 taps, 1, 2, 3 taps or so before you actually end up fully rejecting from it. A good example of that, Ethereum did it 4 times with the top of the pitchfork up in this general area. We saw that up here, 1, 2, 3, and then we got one more, a fourth one, but you keep trying to get above it. You can't break it. You break down. If we look at Bitcoin on the pitchfork midline here, let me zoom out to the daily chart, and you see something very similar. Now, this was kind of classified as a failed auction range in here. So that's like one range of a tap. But we had a tap here, that range tap there, a tap here, and after the third tap, you rejected, and guess what? That's when you saw your big move down. So we might be seeing something very similar on lower time frames right now for Bitcoin with this Fibonacci channel. That's just what I want to warn you guys about. Altcoins were starting to pop off a little bit yesterday, and that was actually kind of nice to see, because if altcoins were going to start to run, I think it would have helped Bitcoin maintain some momentum. But we know, guys, if Bitcoin rejects here, I think the alts are going to get bloody quick. We really have to watch for this. Okay, let me check the chat again. I'm sorry, guys. I also know that I need to check the chat more often in my streams. I know that sometimes I can get on a tangent and go for 10 or 15 minutes without checking the chat. So I'm going to be a little bit better about checking the chat with you guys. Let me know, is the volume okay now, guys? The volume on the microphone, is it okay? You need Evan Aldo much setup. I can hear every sip of his drink. Well, here's the thing. If you can, Chicken Salt, if you can hear every sip that he takes on his drinks, he's not using sound suppression or like sound isolation software. And for me, I do like to use those sound. I don't want to hear like you guys hear every time I take a sip, or say I fart in the middle of a stream or something stupid like that. I don't know if I want you guys to hear that. I mean, yeah, that was kind of a crude example, but you know what I mean. All right. Volume is crappy again. Okay. Yeah, Jaffiel, welcome in, man. How are you doing? And thank you for being here. Time Attack, welcome in. It's good to see you, man. Thank you for being here, and thank you for modding. Are we waiting to see the reaction at the 382? Okay, you're talking about locally, Time Attack, the local 382 Fibonacci of this move here. So if we pull it from last Monday's low, and I'll fix that to the highs. Let's pull it actually to the low here. And we're looking at that 382, which often acts as support or resistance in a strong trend. Yeah, that 382 is going to be at your channel midline. So if we are going to continue kind of grinding within this channel here, then yeah, we could bounce, make one more high, and then see a bigger dump here. But the thing is, guys, we can count this as a nice impulse in here, a 5-wave impulse. 1, 2, 3. All of this is a 3, a 4, a 5 in here. And then we can count this as a very clean 3-wave corrective move down. And then within here, this last C wave, it's like you have some overlap in here. You have your big push up, and then you started to get some overlap in here. And that's kind of like that real low time frame multiple 1-2 impulse, which wave C's do tend to be more straight up and pretty aggressive towards the end. The volume tends to be pretty aggressive. So there is a very valid count for this to be an ABC correction, a 535 ABC correction, where we end it at key resistance and literally start to impulse back down to the downside. So just be aware. I mean, yes, we could bounce from the 382 and then come up to the golden pocket. This would be your wave 1. This would be a wave 2. Then you're going to see like a wave 3, maybe down here, then a 4, and then, the 5, you want to really come take out these lows at 80.5. But we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Okay. Looks like FA. No, definitely not financial advice, man. Guys, this is definitely not financial advice. Just letting you know my technical analysis on the stream. Definitely not letting you guys know when. I don't give signals here. I just give my trade setups. I can let you guys know an example of how to set your risk management, but that is not. I'm not telling you guys to do anything. So just be very aware of that. Elliot is so theoretical. Don't like it that much. Gone is more precise. So, Baru, I do believe really strongly in Elliott waves because Elliott waves are based off human psychology, and the market has worked the same way for 100+ years based off human psychology. But I do understand what you're saying there because you can do a lot of different wave counts, and you ask 10 different Elliott traders to do a wave count on something, and 6 out of 10 of them will give you a different wave count, and maybe 4 of them give you the same one. But I've never studied Gone theory, Gone's, so I couldn't let you know about that. But if you say it is, maybe that's something I should look into. I'm always looking to learn new things. But let's see, cycle either goes low, high, high, low, or high, low, low, high. You take high and low count candles, add forward. Okay, I'll have to look into Gone theory a little bit. But that's an interesting comment, man. I appreciate that comment. And yeah, Elliott waves are not for everyone also because Elliott waves are very complex and there's invalidations. Like for instance, on this double 1-2 impulse down, let me go zoom out to the 4-hour time frame. On this, what we're looking at is the bearish count right now, our primary bearish count. A wave 1, a wave 2. Some people would say this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. There's your 5-wave impulse down, and now we're about to push back up here. Well, you cannot count it like that because you had your invalidation. So if people don't know the rules, if your lows of your wave 1 overlap with your highs of your wave 2, then you cannot classify this as the third wave down here. So we have to make it a double 1-2 impulse, a double 1-2, or even you can get multiple 1-2 impulses. So this is a wave 1, this is an internal wave 2, and this is a secondary wave 1, and this is a secondary wave 2 because we had that overlap. And then you're looking at your third wave being the most aggressive, generally, not always, but generally the most aggressive volume-filled wave to the downside. And if we look at our volume here, in that wave to the downside, volume was increasing rapidly here, making it more probable to be a third wave. And then look at this, guys. After your third wave ended, you get decreasing volume overall in this corrective structure, a 3-wave corrective structure. And in a wave 4, you're looking for a 3-wave corrective structure up between the 382 and the 0.5. Not this 382. This is a bullish retrace 382. But we are coming up to that exact target. And I think it was on Tuesday's live stream, guys. Or maybe it was this live stream here. We were looking at coming up, no, maybe Monday or Tuesday, we were looking at coming up to actually hit that 0.5 Fibonacci. I think it was on Tuesday, and then we made the high after I ended the live stream on Tuesday. But I understand what you're saying, man, and I get it. Everyone, that's why there's many different strategies to trading, and trade whatever works for you. Find something that works for you and trade it. But I know a lot of very, very successful traders that are using Elliott waves. Okay, better. Okay, perfect. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Well, I'm going to try not to move around. I'm sorry. Khalid, Chicken, IOE. I'm sorry, man. Thank you for letting me know, guys. Nonsense. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Okay, and Sudeep, volume's been good for you. Yeah, it's so weird, guys, because when I go back and listen to the live streams on my computer or my phone afterwards, it sounds like it's good. It doesn't sound like it's low volume or anything like that. And some of you guys in the chat say volume is working perfectly fine for me. It sounds normal. And then some of you guys say it's really low. So I think it has something to do with this sound mixer. I've gotten rid of the software that I was using that kept cutting out, and I got a new software that seems to work good. So I'm not sure if it's maybe something messing up with the software, if it's a sound mixer. I'm just going to redo it all. I've got a really good professional podcast mic that I know that works really, really well. And when I'm on any other, Zoom calls or something like that, it works really well. So Pitbull Husky, welcome in, man. You nailed the Echelon Prime coin golden pocket at 57 cents to go over $1. Heck yeah, man. What was the name of that? Echelon Prime US dollar. Yeah, we were looking at, let's see, is this the one? We were looking at the golden pocket. of let's that was on Tuesday or so. Well, I know. Look at this is so nice the way we hit into this pitchfork band at the bottom here, hit into the bottom of the pitchfork band. In this area on the daily, it looks like just an order block here, but that was a triangle that was forming, and now we're pushing up. Yeah, we pushed up quite high actually. We've broken above this. Uh, this was a bearish 1.618, but we've broken above this. We came all the way up to that weekly level, taking the liquidity of this high. Wow, dude, this thing is starting to pump, huh? Incredible. And here's the thing, like this thing now, you have to be a little bit worried that this could be a three-wave corrective move and you have a triangle in your B wave. You're going to push up in a C. This is going to be a lower high and then boom. And I would say a lower high over these guys because this, well, no, this is a decent wick here. This is decent. So technically you have broken market structure bullishly by breaking above that high. If we get a retrace now, you might see this pitchfork midline hold as support because we also bounce from the bottom band and we're reclaiming the midline and we're flipping the midline right now. You can see we're trying to flip the midline to support. So we might form a range between this weekly and this midline for a bit. But if you can hold that midline, you are going to break up and you're probably going to take the liquidity up above. Okay. Say we have a low and next a high is 8 candles. 8 candles forward, you have your next high, and 8 candles forward, you have a low, but you should look other time frames. Okay, so it goes by candle cycle, like a certain amount of candles and stuff. Thank you, Baru. I'm going to look into that because that is interesting, man. And I do know that GON works really well for some people, and obviously it's a theory that still is traded today because it works in some aspects. So thank you for sharing that, man. Jesus Save 77, welcome in, man. Much love to you, and absolutely, thank you for being here. GON Theory gives me potential reversal next week, the 8th of December, that week, and wait and see. Okay, Mark next week, tomorrow, huge PCE. Yep, PCE. Okay, cool. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, well, let's look at Chainlink real quick, guys. Chainlink is... So here's the thing on Chainlink. I want to zoom out real quick because in yesterday's video, I actually was a little bit bullish on Chainlink because we closed the daily candle above our point of control of our 2-year long range and above our pitchfork, the bottom of our pitchfork. But I was zooming out earlier today looking at this, and this is what is scaring me. So look at on the weekly time frame, we have lost our pitchfork. We came down into the value area low, but we had actually front run the value area low. It doesn't look like it here on the weekly time frame, but if I zoom in, the value area low is actually just below us. We front ran it. It's at like 11.5 exactly. But what we could be seeing here is losing the pitchfork, a back test of your pitchfork and of your POC if we do close the weekly candle of a wick there above it, because we wicked right into the golden pocket above it. Then we could start to really roll over here and maybe make a double bottom coming to take out that liquidity and actually hit the value area low of the range. So let me zoom in now to the daily chart so you can see this. And you can see the value area low is at exactly 11.5, at least on Coinbase it is. And this range goes back all the way till November of 2023, November 11th of 2023. So over 2 years now, well, a little bit over 2-year long range. And with us getting this close to the value area low and not touching it, oftentimes you will come touch it. On the daily candle, this is what I was bullish about yesterday. Look at this nice big daily candle. We closed the daily candle above the POC and back inside your pitchfork. That is a bullish sign for me. But very shortly afterwards, this was during the video, we were coming up into that golden pocket, hit the golden pocket, and then now if we start to lose this now, what we could have seen is a fake out back inside of the pitchfork just to hit your local golden pocket. And if we start to close this daily candle now back below the pitchfork, this could get a significant retrace. So, it's pretty much exactly where the POC is at 14.3, or you could even say 14.28. But it doesn't look good to me that we're starting to dump and lose this after rejecting from this golden pocket here. Now, if we do reject from the golden pocket, this could be still a 3-wave corrective move. You end your C wave in an impulse on a lot of volume, and if you start to lose that, you could dump all the way back down, and yeah, you would be trying to take out these lows. And of course, we'd be looking for like a mini impulsive structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to come down here and take out those lows. So you will see bounces along the way. But the thing is, look at this daily candle. This big bullish engulfing daily candle was a good sign that the next day we were going to continue bullish. But it also created a nice fair value gap in there. So if we turn on the fair value gaps, I mean, we do have a fair value gap and a fair value gap that we could come down and fill. And if we actually pull our golden pocket from the lows of last Monday to the highs that we made yesterday, yeah, you'd fill both those fair value gaps right into that golden pocket. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do. And remember, guys, I was saying this with Ethereum. I'm saying this with Chainlink. I'm saying this with Solana. I do think we might be seeing a bit of a more mature range on the daily time frame form between POC value area low, POC value area low. And this might be kind of our bottom that we get for maybe a couple months even before either breaking it up or before wicking down one time. You know, if we're going to get this range, say we get this range for another 2 weeks in this general area, and then we break it down just to hit that golden pocket, instantly reclaim it, and then continue to range here. That's your kind of bottoming reversal pattern that you often see, but you would finally come down and stop out that liquidity into your macro logarithmic golden pocket. But on the lower time frames, if we zoom in on the hourly chart, I mean, it was a perfect rejection from the golden pocket. We're rejecting from the golden pocket. We were making bearish divergences as we were coming up there. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the momentum waves, lower highs in the momentum waves. And this is where NAMI comes in really helpful, guys. NAMI is quicker than Market Cipher B. So look at as we were making bear divergences into key resistance, money flow was draining out. And now even on that lower high that we got here, we have now money flow bear divs on the 1 hour. And I'm just curious because I haven't checked this yet today, but if we pull a golden pocket from yesterday's high, yeah, and we came pretty much right up to that golden pocket 786 area on your lower high. You can see that hit into the 786. So after confirming the bear divs here, you get a drop. You made a higher low, but then you come up and you make a lower high into your 786 golden pocket. This would have been a perfect short, by the way. And then now we're losing structure and we're losing the lows of the range. Wait, we're not quite losing them yet. We're back above them now. Okay, we're back above the lows range. Let me check Bitcoin, guys. I'm sorry. I want to see if I can catch this scalp. Okay, we are back above. Oh, man. Damn it. I wish. All right. So that was a nice grab of liquidity of the lows of this local range, this little local range. And this is a nice little reaction we're seeing here. Do we see any bull divs on the chart? Let's go 5 minute. Not really on the 5 minute, not really on the 15 minute. What's our 1 minute look like? Okay, we were seeing 1 minute bull divs down here, but that's not enough for me. 1 minute bull divs down here. What I would like to see now, not 1 hour. Let's go back to the 15 minute chart, and we can pull a volume profile of this upper range. And actually, I'm going to include this this little bit of price action as well. Okay, this area at 92,079, 92,070, let's say this value area low. If we reject here at this value area low right now, you know, we came down. If we reject here, this is going to look bad. And we'd want to hold the lows if we do reject and see a little bit of a rejection. If we can get back above it, we might be able to take a long all the way up to that 786. 786 Fibonacci channel value area high is going to be up here. Unfortunately, I was covering the altcoins while this happened, but I should have set an alert. That's my fault. I wanted to take a scalp long. I was actually ready. My phone was ready. If we reclaim this, the second we reclaim that, I wanted to scalp that. So that, you know, you could have scalped that. Now, our position size has to be adjusted because we made a new low. Remember, our last was 0.57. Now it's 0.85. But say we're going to long, man, that's not good enough for me, guys. That's not a good enough risk reward now. It's only a 1.3 if we longed right now. So you missed a scalp trade that could have played out. If it's going to play out. I'm not saying it's going to play out, but yeah, dang. Yeah, might as well go for 74K. Yeah, Sergio Angel, welcome in, man. And definitely. And Paper Beats Rock, welcome in, man. Your volume immaculate. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to stop moving around. I have two screens, so sometimes when I'm turning my head to look at a different screen, that is when you'll hear the volume kind of go lower. Also, I can throw this mic a little bit over more. Yeah, brings in more view. Okay, cool. If we don't reverse next week, we're gonna dump for another month, maybe. Yeah, it's exactly what I think, Barrow. I think that if we don't, and it could be even towards the end of this week, if we don't reclaim that Fibonacci channel, I think we're gonna dump. Okay, volume's been good the whole time. Okay, John Shanks, welcome in, man. Good to see you here as well. Yeah, failed auction. Okay. Are you talking about the failed auction? Oh, I see. I thought you meant financial advice. I'm sorry, bro. Okay. Yes. All right. That wave 5 you drew is so big. Wave 5 should be the smallest. Yep. Not always. Okay. So here's the thing. In a primary impulse in any sort of impulse, generally your third wave is your longest and most volume filled wave to the downside. There are scenarios. Let's just say this is our 5-wave impulse, right? 5-wave impulse here. There are scenarios, especially in crypto, where you get a blow off top for your 5th wave or a blow off bottom, like a liquidation event, a cascade liquidation event. If it's a bearish 5-wave impulse to the downside. Now your 3rd wave is generally your longest, most volume filled wave, but not always. We've seen that many times where you have an extended 1 wave because we're coming into some super macro support. Your 1 wave is extended. And the hard rule on an impulse is your 3rd wave cannot be the shortest. But yes, your 5th wave can be the longest, and your 1st wave can be the longest at times. It's not as common as your 3rd wave being the longest, but it doesn't always have to be the shortest, actually. Sometimes you get a really short 1 wave, you get a huge 3rd wave, you get a big, long sideways retrace in a 4, and then your 5th wave is also almost as big as your 3rd wave. And you see kind of this kind of structure here. But yes, the thing with the 5th wave, like if we're looking at, let's zoom out to the daily chart, and we're looking at this being a 4th wave corrective move, 1, 2, 3, a 3-wave corrective move. Now we're going to look for a wave 1, 2, and your 2 generally retraces up to the golden pocket area. You get a big aggressive 3rd wave down, a 4, a 5. And really, you don't even have to come down to hit this support for the 5th wave. I would look for it too, but taking out the lows is actually, like, as soon as you take out the lows, your 5th wave could be in. If you don't take out the lows, that's called a truncated 5th wave, which is super, super rare, like almost never happens. So we'd want to at least, if we start to impulse down here, we want to at least come take out those lows at 80.5. And knowing that there's not much support below 80.5 and 78.3, I would think that we would drop, unless you SFP'd 80.5. I think we dropped to 78.3. Weekly level, a naked weekly point of control, and a naked daily point of control in between these two areas. The weekly's at 78,370, and the naked daily and naked weekly are at 77,320. And then your naked daily is right there as well. Okay, wow. Guys, we missed a little bit of a move here. Damn it. I hope some of you guys caught that. Let me know if you guys caught that, because we were talking about that right before the trade, right before it happened, that trade. And unfortunately, I was looking at some altcoins. I should have set an alert. All right. From what I've seen, Elliott wave, 1 small, wave 2 big, wave 3 small. No, Baru, it's wave 3 is actually generally your longest one, and wave 2 is a corrective move. So you have a wave 1, and then your wave 2 usually corrects down to the golden pocket retrace. Your 3rd wave breaks out, and it's usually the most parabolic, volume extended and volume filled wave to the upside. Your wave 4 is a flatter, more shallow corrective move between the 382 and the 0.5. And then your wave 5 generally tends to be pretty aggressive as well. I mean, like aggressive uptrend. Okay. What's the difference between bouncing from the 382, 0.5, and 618? I'm thinking more about the next bounce difference. How does it change the effect? Okay, Super Mario. So the 382 acts as strong support in a strong trend. So if you have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and you keep bouncing from the 382, that means it's a very strong trend to the upside. So in a strong trend, the 382 will often bounce you, especially in a wave 4. Say, because that's why a 382 is so common in a wave 4, because you get your wave 1, your wave 2 generally retraces to the golden pocket, which in a wave 2, that's your by far your most common target to retrace to, because that's the golden ratio. It is, you know. Your wave 3 explodes up, and then because this is such an aggressive uptrend right now, your wave 4 generally retraces to that 382, and then you get your last push up here. Now, sometimes it can retrace to the 0.5. You know, that's halfway in between. It's the equilibrium of this high and this low. But it just depends, you know. For wave 2s, you want to be looking at golden pockets. For wave 4s, 382 oftentimes does do well for a bounce. Okay, Market Cipher B not even had a BF. I'm not sure what you mean by a BF deal. Oh, a Black Friday deal. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Roy, I'm surprised that CryptoFace didn't do some sort of deal for Black Friday. That's wild to me. PIP crypto. We'll look at PIP. Okay, real quick, guys, while we're here on Bitcoin, you can see we're having a little bit of trouble reclaiming this value area low right now. At least let's zoom into the 5-minute here. If we're going to continue to, if we reject from this value area low, I want to see a back test of this 91.7. If it holds, I think we're going to make another shot to push up and break through it and maybe come to the POC or your 786. POC is going to be where golden pocket is, by the way. If we pull the golden pocket of this move, look at that. Golden pocket's right at the POC there. So the two big levels I'd be watching above us are POC golden pocket and then 786 value area high fib channel. And I actually like this one better, the 786 value area high and Fibonacci channel. But we need to kind of get it back above this and reclaim it. If we reject here, you don't want to lose those lows again. You do not want to lose those lows again. If you do, you're more likely to continue dumping, at least till you get to your 382. Okay, I jumped in at a daily naked point of control. Was there a daily naked point of control just below us? Let's see. I just had those marked out. Oh, you're right. Yeah, we did. We had a daily, and I don't know why it's on my chart twice, but we had a daily naked point of control there. Damn. Right at the anchored VWAP. Yeah, that's pretty much okay. Nice, man. Now, that was a bit risky because you weren't reclaiming these highs yet. So it was a little bit of more of a gamble. If you wanted to play it safe, you wait until you reclaim those highs. But where you got in, it's definitely a much better risk reward. And yeah, I would be looking if I'm just looking at this as a range because we're at macro resistance and ranges form at macro resistance. So if I got into that trade now personally, and this is not financial advice, guys, if I got into this trade right here, stop was there, I would be at least taking some profit. Either see your golden pocket's a 2.6 risk to reward ratio, your 786 ends at 3.4. So I probably would wait until I got up to this 786 and I would pull out 50% just to be sure, just to be sure, and then move your stop to break even. And now you're risk-free trade. And that way, if it does continue to form this distribution, tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, and then we distribute down here in an impulse, then you're covered still. It's still a win. And of course, leave the other 50% because we could be breaking up to 96.5, where the large range point of control is. That's how I personally would play it if I was in that trade. If we come take out the new low, we made it, it would be a nice entry with bull divs on the 15. Okay, this new low that we just made, okay, let's let the 15 here. Yeah, I mean, technically right now, did we get bull divs? No, we didn't really get bull divs on Market Cipher B, but Nami did confirm the bull divs here. Lower lows here, higher lows here. So we got some bull divs. We're still struggling with this value area low. If we came down again, say we rejected and we made one more new low, I would probably look for that low into, you could come down and take out this little pivot. And I would look maybe taking out that pivot into your 382 and your channel midline And then, yes, you could form some nice divs if you do something like this. But that would be, probably a few hours from now. Because we're on 15 minutes, so you're going to spend some time working your way down here. So yeah, maybe, this afternoon, late, maybe evening. You're in a long from 98.60. Okay. 98.60. Wow. Okay. So you must have been in a long from this pivot here or somewhere, because at least on Coinbase, we didn't make it to 98.60. We just hit 90.9 pretty much. But that's okay. So if you're in a long from 98.60, I mean, I would be holding that open. I don't know if you took profit. Like if I entered this trade here at 96.860, I would have taken some profit on the SFP of this high. When you came up and right here and SFP'd it, I would have taken some profit. Only because it was an SFP, and that means you could come down to the bottom of the range, and we pretty much have. 1 small, 2 corrective, 3 largest, 4 corrective. Yes, exactly, Borrow. Yep. Okay, on ETH 3070. Let's check ETH real quick. Okay, ETH, I was actually looking at this descending channel. So if you guys watched yesterday's video, I did have the 786 and a daily level up in this area, and we actually broke above it. You can see the first time we hit into it, we did get a nice reaction, and it gave you a little drop, but it was a Darth Maul candle, and then we continued pushing up. But we're now testing what was resistance as support. So if we can hold this, and we were trading within this nice little descending channel, it looks like we're starting to lose it, which is a bad sign. That means we could dump a lot more. But I wanted to come up just a little bit higher. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, and I laid this out in yesterday's video, this $3,300 level right here is where I want to come up to. And I believe there's a naked daily point of control there. Let's see, a naked weekly, nope, not a naked daily point of control at 32.96 where your anchored VWAP is. And then if we pull our golden pocket is also there. So, and at, the 618 is at 32.61, but the 0.65 looks so good because that naked daily point of control and your anchored VWAP is there. So if we can hold this now, we broke above it. If we can hold this in the back test, I expect us fully to come up to 3,300. At the very least, we could come up even higher. But 3,300 is an area where I will be looking for a short, guys, just based off of the more macro time frame analysis. So let me turn off these levels and clean up this chart. And I'll hide this channel for a second. But what we're looking at is that's the anchored VWAP from the $1,400 lows, your very key anchored VWAP. So that was your uptrend anchored VWAP. And the only time we hit that right here, let me zoom out to the daily real quick. The only time we hit that anchored VWAP was here, and we wicked past it to hit into a local golden pocket. And what I mean by that is I didn't mean to delete that. I wanted to hide that. If you look at this range that was in here, so if you pull a Fibonacci from the lows of the range, I believe lows of the range to the highs, we came right into that golden pocket. And actually, it was this low right here. You can see we came right into that golden pocket. And because this was your range, you broke out of it, and this was a different range. So we wicked past the anchored VWAP on the daily into a golden pocket, and then we closed the daily at or above the anchored VWAP. And then look at what happened. Strong push to the upside. But when you start to lose it, we've lost it now. For the first time, we've actually lost it. And now it's going to be flipped to resistance. And that was a strong trend. When you lose the trend, you'll often have a bearish backtest of that trend. So now we're bouncing from a key support level, being the pitchfork midline, and it was also your non-logarithmic golden pocket. But you come up here in a 3-wave corrective move to backtest that area. If you reject, you're at least going to see sort of a double bottom in here, but you might even come down and make new lows, coming to your logarithmic golden pocket. But like I said, I expect Ethereum to kind of range in here a bit too. And we said that when we were up here, I said, guys, watch for another drop to the midline. And we got exactly that drop perfectly. I actually longed that on Monday. I longed down in this area because we were expecting that bounce from the midline again. And once again, guys, that 3-tap theory, we have our kind of a tap 1, a tap 2. If we come up here to 3,300, reject and come down again, a tap 3, that might give us another, if we're going to break up, we might be able to kind of break up real strong from that. Shoot, where was I in the chat? Yeah, high volume node around 95.50. Okay, let's go back to Bitcoin real quick. 1 hour chart. Are you looking at the volume profile of this entire corrective move? I think I have that volume profile. So this volume, yeah, 90.6 or yeah, 90.9662 on Coinbase. But yes, and actually that would be nice to make one more low into that value area low at 95.50. And I guess it depends on how you pull this volume profile. Some people would include that little sideways price action there to me, but to me that's part of the impulse to the downside. This was clearly an impulse to the downside, guys. From 107.5 to 80.5 was clearly an impulse to the downside. And what you're measuring in a fixed range volume profile, it's in the name of the tool. You're measuring the volume of a range. So if we're going to start this sideways and up corrective range that occurs after an impulse finishes, then it makes sense to take the volume profile from the end of the impulse onwards. And so if we take that volume profile, I mean, look at how nicely it's been respected, by the way. We broke above it for the holiday weekend, backtest, 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 then lost it, and came down. I believe at the time that was the value area low as well. Let's bring this back. No, okay, it was not the value area low, but even look at the POC was respected. At the time you rejected POC, you came down a little bit lower. I know this was near our naked daily point of control in a daily level at 84.6. We did wick down to about 84, but now let's pull this volume profile back all the way. And yeah, so if we come down those lows, and actually with this smaller range that we were just looking at, let me get rid of this for a second. With this smaller range that we've just been looking at in the last couple days, you can see that the lows, the actual lows, those little dead cat lows would be right into your value area high. So this guy, now I'll mark that out right now, and then we can zoom in onto the 15-minute, and you'll see that those little dead cat lows there would be right into that value area high. Let me get rid of this for a second. And now I guess I'll delete this naked daily point of control because we've hit into it. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, we're just literally stuck right here at the value area low. It looks like it wants to get back above though. Man, that was a potentially good trade that we just missed out on, a good scalp trade. There's still hope. If we do reject here and come down and bounce, we could still maybe get in. As you said, the rules to it. Yeah, there are rules to it. Yes. There's discount code gobble gobble. Oh, there is for Market Cipher B. Okay. By the way, guys, while we're here really quickly, I do want to shout out the partners of the channel. So the main partner of the channel is BYDFI. They're a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link in the description, you can get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees, and you can actually earn up to 40% if you deposit some of the larger amounts, the SVIP amounts, into the exchange. They're offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much you trade in the futures markets. And then they're offering some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry. If you deposit $100, you'll get a 50% bonus, which is the highest I've seen of any exchange. And then various 20%, 10% deposit bonuses, depending on how much you deposit there. And I have partnered with BYDFI to create a Telegram community. And this Telegram community, it's free. All you need to do to sign up for it is to join BYDFI using my affiliate link and deposit $100 into the exchange. That $100 is your money to trade with. You'll get the discounts on the trading fees, and you can get the bonus. I think you do have to KYC for the bonus. But if you want to, that Telegram, I do kind of announce trade setups in there, or I give you guys my analysis on the market. You can also go into the general tab, and if you tag me, you can ask me questions on coins. You can ask me, just about anything really. So if you're interested in joining that Telegram, you after depositing the $100 into the exchange, you click the Telegram link in the description of this video. Once you're in that Telegram, you type in /verify and then your user ID, which will be right up here. And it's probably going to be a string of letters and numbers. And once you do that, you're automatically into the Telegram. And once you're in, you are in. Second partner of the channel is NAMI. NAMI is this momentum and money flow indicator. You guys hear me talking about it literally on every single live stream, every single video. It's because I use it for my confirmations, whether to enter a trade, whether to exit a trade, whether to know when to hold a trade open or not, like to continue to hold it if it looks like momentum is going to continue bullishly or bearishly. So for me, it's an invaluable tool, just like Market Cipher B is as well. And if you're interested in purchasing NAMI, they have partnered with me and really been kind to give my community 50% off. So if you're interested in getting NAMI, Divine50 is the discount code, and also the link is in the description. And if you click that affiliate link and use that code, you can get 50% off. And then lastly, I do have Bybit and MEXC, both great exchanges offering some discounts on trading fees and some futures bonuses. So if you like those exchanges and you'd rather sign up with those exchanges, it's just a great way to help out the channel if you do use my affiliate link. And also, guys, please hit the like button if you get anything out of the live stream today. Even if you don't agree with an analysis per se, or you think Bitcoin's gonna do something else, if you just get some sort of insight into maybe possibilities that could happen, it would be nice if you guys hit that like button. Okay, let's see. Bitcoin is starting to reject from that value area low. So you can see here, we're rejecting from the value area low of our little micro range, this little micro range that we've had over the last day or two. And so now let's see if we're going to come down and take out. So 91.7 was those prior lows. Yeah, 91.7. So if we come down and we start to bounce from this area, we might make another shot to break the value area low. But if we break down below it, I think we are going to come for a new low. And the way we're pushing down right now doesn't look too good. Let's see. Let's go to our 1 minute. NAMI was confirming some bear divs here. I don't like the way the money flow looks, guys. Money flow is about to cross over into the red on Market Cipher B, and it just crossed into the red on NAMI. But yeah, it's starting to bounce. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to wait for this candle to close. Okay, my Binance chart was way lower. So stop loss was 150 USD. Wait, are you talking to Oliver? Are you talking to me? No, your stop loss would be, as far as, yes. So like say we longed this exact 91,700-ish, okay? Your stop loss is going to be about from 91.7 to 90.8. So that's, almost $1,000 stop loss there. But it's your percentage that matters. Your percentage is what matters. And then you'd be targeting that value area high, or value area high 786 and up there. That's a pretty big stop loss because the wick was so far down past that level. So it's only a 2-to-1 risk reward because we wick so far down. My initial, gosh, we are bouncing nicely, guys. We are bouncing nicely from that level. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Now, I bet you if we come back up, we're gonna reclaim that value area low. Let's see if we can reclaim this value area low now. We got exactly what we wanted to see. So I think this is going to play out. We probably are going to come up to the golden pocket or to the 786 up here. Nice little scalp long if you caught it. Okay. Curtis J, welcome in, man. Doing good, man. Doing really good. Asia session. Okay. On my Binance chart, it was way lower. Let's see. Binance went way lower just now. Oh, yeah. We still didn't take out those little dead cat lows, though. Yeah. I want to just check this on Binance real quick. Okay, we did hit the value area high. We back tested the value area high on Binance. So that's pretty interesting, guys. We broke above it, kind of forming a range at resistance. We bounce here. If we do come up and reject from the 786, we could be creating that distribution range. But remember, we could always have a model 1 distribution too. So you have a tap 1 here, you have your tap 2 here, and in a model 1 distribution, you make another high, and it's you like make that third drive of bear divs. And then you break the range down. Okay, I'm watching Algo to go long. Can you check it? I see Bull Digs. Yeah, okay, let's check Algo real quick. I will keep an eye on Bitcoin. Guys, let me know in the chat if you see Bitcoin doing something. I'll scroll to current, and I'll check these out too. Okay. Curtis Crypto, welcome in, man. I've been busy recently. Didn't have time to watch your live stream. Hope you're doing well, bro. Yeah, I am doing well. And we can check Circle too. Yeah. Sorry, I missed the starting. CJ, welcome in, man. Welcome in. Well, and CJ, it's very similar to what we're looking at, just the bearish backtest of the big Fibonacci channel up here. And I, just like in yesterday's video, I said it's likely we're going to form a range up here. And right now it does look more like a distribution range, just like this prior range here was at the Fibonacci resistance. But we did just kind of take out these lows and got back above them. So we're looking at a scalp long up to this golden pocket or up to the 786, which is also your value area high, and the back test again of that Fibonacci channel. But I do think we still might break down here. A lot of people are getting really bullish here, and we might break down. And actually, real quickly, let's check out this order flow. And I will check Algo and Circle, guys. Just give me just a second here. Okay, wow. Yeah, this little bit of a drop that we've been seeing here is interesting because our CVD is going lower overall, meaning shorts, but it's on a decrease of open interest. So we're just getting a lot of positions closing out right now. You got some people that got stopped out, those shorts that got stopped out on little raises, like this little raise here. You can see we got some short decrease in open interest for that, and your CVD was going higher, so a little bit of shorts got stopped out here, and then we got some long stopped out right afterwards. But nothing too much to write home on here, guys. If anything, we might create some bearish CVDs locally if we do come up to the 786. And I mean, yeah, but open interest overall is kind of down and sideways within this range. USDT is flying. Okay, we'll check everything out. Okay, guys, real quickly, let me just go into some of the altcoins. Bitcoin is starting to reclaim that value area low, and it does look like we are going to push up to the golden pocket. So that was a nice scalp. We just laid it out ahead of time on the stream. You might, I would look at pushing up to like 93,037, or up to the value area high in 786 around 93,460. Okay, I'll go. I haven't done TA on this in a long time, so we'll just have to look at this here. Oh, man. Yeah, you know, this looks like a bottoming range where you're starting to find some exhaustion, and then this is like a little deviation of that range, but we have a nice, pretty clear sideways range here. So let's, first off, I'm going to hide this channel really quickly so I can get a clear look. I think we're still inside that channel, but we'll look at that in just a second. Get rid of this little guy. We never made it up to our golden pocket, unfortunately. What I do see here very clearly on the weekly, this does look like a three-wave corrective move. So you were expected to come down and take out these lows, and we did. We're in our pitchfork band right now on the weekly time frame. Remember what I say about pitchfork bands, guys. We see ranges, we see chop within there, even if it's 2 or 3 weeks, but we might see some chop within this pitchfork band for a bit before either breaking it up or breaking it down. Let's throw on really quickly some levels here, this weekly. And I want to throw on that weekly. Okay, on the daily time frame, this does look pretty nice though. as far as the liquidity trail that we're building here. So you can see we're in a really nice descending channel here. And actually, that was probably the channel I just hid. Where was that? Okay, a little bit different there. But yeah, we're in the new one looks better. So we're in a descending channel here. We're coming towards the bottom of the channel on the daily time frame. And we're just chopping within the pitchfork band here. So the nice thing about this is look at all this liquidity trail you're building. If we start to break out of this channel, you're going to squeeze up quickly. You could stop out all these lower highs very, very quickly here. But until you break out of the channel, you might continue grinding down until you get to the bottom of the pitchfork and the weekly level at the bottom of the channel too. And that could be another month of downward, sideways and down grinding. What I would say, let me hide this channel now real quick, and we'll look at the pitchfork. See how we're in the lower band of the pitchfork right now? And what we could be creating here is that bottoming reversal pattern. So a tap 1, tap 2. If we come down and touch the bottom of the channel again, you get like that inverse head and shoulders, right? Or model 2 accumulation, little accumulation, and then you would want to break it up. You'd want to break above the pitchfork band. You'd want to, one here, break above, back test, and go higher. And you'd want to push up at least up to that weekly there. But if we take a Fibonacci golden pocket from our last big daily high to our lows, okay, your 786 is going to be up at that golden pocket. At the weekly. And this daily level is important because it was the bearish back test. That daily high, was important because it was the bearish back test of your pitchfork midline. And so I want to pull a Fibonacci from that as well. Yeah, and this general area is going to be pretty important here. So let's look at our daily levels real quick. We'll mark out some daily levels. That guy there. Yeah, we have a daily up here, but I'm not going to mark it out because we got our weekly there before. This one has been tapped. Okay. Yeah, really, that's it. And then we look at our naked weekly points of controls. Okay, naked weekly point of control here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit to get a better, get that more accurate. Right in here. And you have a naked weekly point of control from last week above us. So what we might see, if we're going to create that bottoming reversal pattern, this would be nice. I'll show you guys in just a second. Let me check the naked dailies out really quickly here. Yeah, naked daily is... I'm going to mark that out. These guys are in the middle of nowhere. They're going to be important. I'm not going to put them on the chart right now. I'm going to put that naked daily, though, that's right on top of the weekly. That's going to be very important. Now, that weekly is starting to look really good for resistance. Naked daily, 786, and a weekly level right up there at 17.7. Okay, so now let me zoom back out to the daily, and I'll talk about, or let's just zoom out to the 8-hour. What would be nice to see if this is going to be a bottom here? Because remember, this hit the bottom of the channel. You hit the bottom of the channel with that low. And after hitting the bottom of the channel, you made another low, kind of grabbing the liquidity from this, but not hitting the bottom of the channel again, which is kind of rare. Sometimes you'll hit the bottom of the channel again. But what we could be seeing in this pitchfork band is a bottoming reversal pattern, or at least a sideways range that forms, right? It looks like we're rejecting from the pivot here of the pitchfork band. And I bet you our golden pocket, our local golden pocket, pulled from Monday's low to the high. Yeah, it's going to be at the bottom of the channel. So here's what I would say. Local support. You could long, and this could turn into a much bigger long position. This golden pocket right here and pitchfork band, this could turn into a pretty good long. Because what we might see is this, and then you bounce, you might come up to take your naked weekly point of control, small rejection from naked weekly point of control, or maybe come a little bit above it to take the liquidity, because liquidity is the most important thing. Then you would back test this area. If you could hold it, you'd be working your way up. And of course, you have a naked daily in here. You'd probably see a small rejection, but we might be able to work our way up and break out of this like sort of inverse head and shoulders up all the way up to 17, the weekly. But this long here is actually very interesting. And I want to actually set an alert here. So this would be GP 13.4-ish. I don't like this hidden bear div here. So that hidden bear div printing and your money flow starting to come out again on the 8-hour, we might drop. We might see a drop to the golden pocket. You do have a fair value gap a little bit in there too. If you look at that fair value gap, let's actually check out the 4-hour time frame. I want to see. Yeah, okay. It's still going to be a fair value gap in there. What I would do right now is I'd be trading this range. I'd pull it from the bottom of the impulse over and trade this sideways range. So yeah, very, very locally. Now this to me is less likely than to come down to the golden pocket, but you do see this little low from yesterday. We just came down and didn't grab liquidity just now, or very recently. Yeah, just now, pretty much. So I would look for us at least to come down into value area low and grab that liquidity with this little bit of a drop that we're seeing at, what is that, 13.66. But primarily, you're going to be looking to come to that golden pocket and the bottom, really like the 0.65 of the golden pocket. Was there a naked daily in there? No. Okay. Okay. What's up, Crypto Clown World? Welcome in, man. Thank you for being here. Everyone is talking about yen carry trade. Yeah, that's another thing. Time attack. Everyone is getting so bullish, and the yen carry trade might unwind, and that could be a big bearish catalyst. BG, welcome in, man. Thanks for holding people down through the bear trend. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Much love to you as well, and thank you so much for being here. Appreciate the kind comment, man. Okay, 200 moving average on the daily is max resistance in your opinion. Where is that 200 MA? So let's do this. Wait, 200 simple moving average. Okay, there we go. And I will go back to Bitcoin. That is going to be coming in at 109, 109,485. Okay. I mean, we have that weekly 50-week moving average at like 103. That's going to be interesting as well. Decrypto, welcome in, man. Do BTC a little? Mine says we chop a little, then dump to 78. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Actually, CJ, I'm looking for if we reject here, we go to the 4-hour, and I got to clean this chart up a little bit. It's getting messy. Let's just hide this for a second. The thing is, if we reject here, we are at the bearish backtest again of this bigger impulse to the downside. You know, this was our wave 3. You get a 3-wave corrective move in a wave 4, and generally you come up to that 0.5, 382 or 0.5. But with it being bigger resistance here, if we reject, I expect a 5-wave impulse down, you know, and actually it's probably going to be much bigger. It's probably going to be our 1 wave might bring us all the way to the bottom here, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. something like that. It would be a much bigger impulse down. But if we can close the weekly candle back above about 93.4, 93.5, we might see a big push up, like a much bigger push up, guys. Now, of course, if we reject, we're not going to go, it's not going to go like this, guys. We are going to see bounces along the way. We'll probably see a bounce at your local golden pocket. We'll probably see, if this is a big, 5-wave, wherever we have support within this little area, we're probably going to see some small bounces on those supports, but I would expect lower highs before making lower lows and continuing this 5-wave impulse. Okay. Let's look at, what was the other one we were going to look at? Circle, wasn't it Circle? Oh wait, that's a stock. Yeah, man, we did reject from that 382 up here in a bearish trend, and look at this, 3-wave corrective move. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 here. And this is where you can see extended fifth waves, but within your fifth wave, you're looking for a 5-wave impulse down. 1, 2, 3. We could be in a 4 here before seeing one more low come in a 5-wave. So what I would be looking at on Circle is, let's pull our Fibonacci from the highs of wave 3 to the lows of wave 3. Let's put on those wave 4 targets. Yeah, between the 382 and the 0.5, you could come up, and this actually makes sense, this 382 at 96.37. Because you have your prior lows here, some lows here. So now it's going to be flipped into resistance. Hold on, let me check the chat. What are you guys saying here? Okay, cool. Yeah, and here's the thing. Look, we also came down to the 1.618. So if you pull a trend-based Fibonacci extinction from the highs of wave 1 to the lows of wave 1 to the highs of wave 2, we pretty much came exactly down to that 1.618 down here, making this more likely to be a third wave of an impulse, right? Your larger impulse. We're looking at this. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5 doesn't look like it's done yet. And the reason why I say that is because within your fifth wave, you need to have a sub count of a 5-wave. So we're looking for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the fifth wave is probably just going to come take out those lows. With how aggressive that was, it's probably just going to come down to take out those lows, and that's it. $60, 60, something like that. 65, 63. But I would be looking, if you make one more low in here, I would definitely be looking for long after taking out this low at 64, or what is that, $65. Because after a much larger impulse finishes, you're looking for a larger 3-wave corrective move, and generally you come up to the golden pocket. So we could, in that scenario, pull a golden pocket from the highs all the way to wherever the new lows are. I'm going to just put it at like 63. And you'd be looking to come up to your golden pocket. Now, we need to put this on log scale because we're on the log chart. And you'd be looking to come up, and that would make perfect sense there too. Look at, you would come up in a 3-wave corrective move, taking out the liquidity of all of these highs in here into your golden pocket, and then move back down. Or at least, see some sort of move back down. But yeah, very interesting here, guys. Very interesting. Lower time frame. I mean, we are getting a nice little pump here. Now, God, that was all-time lows, or pretty much all-time lows on Circle. So yeah, IPO like stuff, Let's go on to the 15-minute chart. And oof. Here's the thing. In a larger fourth wave corrective move within this last fifth wave, you're going to be looking for a three wave corrective move. But within your A wave, you're looking for a five wave impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could start to reject right now. You want to see a three wave correction here, and then you're going to see another mini five wave here. But ultimately, you do want to come up, and actually, I need to change this. This needs to be based off log scale as well. So you're almost to your 382. Let me get rid of these now. Yeah, and that 0.5 looks nice. So if we do something golden pocket and then come up, and of course it's probably not going to be that sharp, but I'd be watching around $97 for another low to be made down to 60, 63. We'll see how this plays out. We have the Elliott count marked out here, so we'll see how that plays out over the next days, weeks. The IPO was like 35. Okay, wow. So we still got a ways to get down to 35, but yeah. I mean, this just looks bearish though, guys. This looks bearish. Now, what we can do is we can pull a pitchfork here in your bigger wave 3. So remember, we have the bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but your fifth wave is just not done yet because it looks like you need one more low in this. We can pull the pitchfork and we could look at the highs to lows to highs here. And then we'll go to our modified skiff here. Okay. We've already broken down past the lows of that actually. Yeah, but I mean, that is nicely respected. Let me hide this channel real quick. And, you know, you rejected perfectly from your 382. Look at how nice this is. Midline was acting as resistance. You broke above it to the upper band, rejected the upper band, came down to the midline again, held it as support, upper band again, lost the midline, back tested it, came down to the lower band, bounced from the lower band here, couldn't make it even up to the midline, last little correction. So now look at that midline again. That midline historically has been really powerful for support and resistance. So I would be looking, if you do come up in a three-wave corrective move up to that midline. Money flow looks pretty good, though, on the 2-hour right now, and no bear divs yet. I would say you're at least going to keep pumping at 88.77. Might be some local resistance to be watching. Yeah. Okay, let me get back to Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is just being slow. Yeah, me too. Decrypto Circle, I will be buying because it is a good company that makes profit. They do make good profit. I haven't looked at their earnings like recently, but last time I saw they are a very good profitable company. So in the bear market, that's going to be like buying Coinbase when it was at. Remember when the SEC did that Wells notice against Coinbase and it went down to $50? I bought it right under 50, like 49.70. And I sold it during one of the live streams at like 250, and I got shit for it because it kept going up. But now it looks like it was a pretty good call. You're never going to sell the exact top, guys. So you can't get into that mindset of it could go up higher. And I didn't sell it at the exact top, so I'm going to rebuy it back at 300 and then, you know, whatever. But Coinbase is another one that I'll be looking to buy if we do see a big market correction. But yes, Circle, man, Circle under 60 is a good buy for me. And I will start buying more of that. Now that is going to be like long-term, you know, you got to be comfortable holding it for maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years or so. overall, I think Circle will make new all-time highs if the company doesn't like have some shady crap going on and go under or something like that. Okay, let me show you guys. What was the coin that I was looking at? Oh, Solana. On Solana, we were looking at breaking above 145. Let me zoom out to the 2-hour chart. So on Solana, remember on the last live stream on Tuesday, I was talking about this pretty much semi-equal highs here, or equal highs between this high and this high. And then we barely SFP'd. We shorted this purple box, by the way, during the live stream a couple Wednesdays ago. But the SFP was so shallow there that it really didn't stop out all this liquidity that was above these two highs. So I said, guys, if we come above this high now and then lose it, I will look for the short. And we did come above the high. We did lose it, and I still am in a little scalp short. Now, I took profit on some of it earlier, way too early, because it was during this green candle right here. I thought we were going to start to reclaim the POC and maybe make another move up. So I took some profit, but we are chopping between the value area low and the POC. But we've now definitively taken the liquidity, and now we're dropping back down. So here's the thing. We're coming up right now to our pitchfork band of support. And remember last time we talked about this on Tuesday, we broke above it. We back tested it. Once we held it locally, we expected new highs. We got those. We back tested again, held it. We expected new highs. We got those. Now, if we come in here for a third time, we hold this. But now that we've taken the liquidity, we might come up to your local golden pocket, reject, creating that inverse or that head and shoulders type pattern, or a little distribution pattern up here. So we can right now pull a golden pocket from the highs of yesterday to the lows we just made. And this golden pocket at the POC is an area where I would be interested in looking for to re-add to my short position on Solana. This area right here could be a very local short area. And if we do come up there, we want to see bear divs on low time frames. Like, we're going to have to zoom in on like the 15-minute, 10-minute, 5-minute. But if we're bouncing and we're creating bear divs up there, what I mean by bear divs is you're going to do something like this. If you come up there like that and you have bear divs between these two highs, and you have something like this as well, yeah, then we would look for some bear divs on the chart here. We would want to see bear divs on this chart. Coming up to that gold pocket. Let me see if there's a naked daily point of control up there. Now, of course, this naked daily has not confirmed yet because it's not the candle hasn't closed for the day. But naked daily's close to it. So maybe we wick up into the golden pocket and close the candle body of like a 15-minute candle at this naked daily. Okay, it's possible at the BTC bottom of like 40K. We also see sub $40 circle. Yeah. Oh man, if it goes down that low, it would be a nice buy. Now, Bitcoin around 40K, I'm not so sure it's going to get down that low. Honestly, like if we get down to your prior, 70 to 68K, 65K, I am going to start looking to buy Bitcoin again as well. But on more macro timeframes with Bitcoin, in a really like big bear market, I think we can move down to the mid 50s, low to mid 50s for sure. This is our macro cycle pitchfork here. And the bottom of that pitchfork, depending on how quick we get down there, 52K. And at 51K, we have a nice weekly level. I believe it's 51. Let me see here. Yeah, that nice little weekly level there at 51K. Sorry, 54K. So in the case of a bear market, and here's the thing, it's going to take some time to get down there. Like we're going to probably see, even if this impulse finishes at 70K, we bounce from 70K and push up to your golden pocket, pulled from the highs of this impulse to the lows of this impulse. And then you start to impulse back down again. I mean, that could be really nice there. And that, that time is aligning in April, middle of April, we might see. Now that's pretty aggressive though. I don't know, if that's going to happen. We don't even know yet if we're going to go to 70K. I think it's probable that we take out 74.5. And I do think it's far more probable to come down to 70K than to make new all-time highs right now, like in the next couple of months. I do think that's more probable to come down to 70.5 just based off of this larger ABC structure here. And I know I've covered this many times on the channel, but a brief review for those of you that might be new here or don't know exactly what I'm talking about. On the higher time frames, let's zoom out to the 3-day time frame. We were looking at a very, very clean impulse up from the bear market lows all the way up to January of 2025, February of 2025. This impulse here, very clean 5-wave impulse. Well, up here, and I made a video about this range as before it distributed, this looked like a distribution range up here. As the range was forming, confirmed bear divs on the daily and money flow was draining out on the daily time frame as the range was forming. So I said, guys, this is going to be distribution. We're going to break it down. We did break it down. We came to a very key support level of a bullish pitchfork. And then we pushed up to new all-time highs and we pushed up to the flat correction level. So if I go back to this chart here, after this impulse completes, you broke market structure bearishly by breaking these range lows on the weekly. So that means now that we broke bearishly on the weekly, you could say this impulse is done. It's now done. And now we're looking at a bigger flat correction. A, B flat, and then in a B flat, now your C wave is an impulse to the downside to take out your A wave lows. So that's why I'm thinking that right now on the macro timeframes, plus we have macro bear divs on the monthly and the weekly confirmed, it is likely to come down to take out 74.5K before making a new all-time high. That's what I think is most probable. And we might just come down, SFP that into the bottom of the pitchfork band and then go right back up. We might not actually hit 70K. We might front run it just like we front ran the golden pocket here. But 70K would be super nice because it's not only your golden pocket pulled from the 49K lows up to the new all-time high, it's your logarithmic golden pocket, but also it is the prior bull market highs. And I think I have that on my chart here. Where was it? Okay, maybe not. If we do this up to here, these are your prior highs in here. 65K, 69K, coming down to 68, 70K. I mean, that just looks so nice. And then if you look at the volume of this range, remember, this range is a super important range because this is where the ETFs were defending their positions. Right after they opened up, they kept buying on the dips. And then that's when we pushed up after Trump won the election. But you can see the value area high of that range is right where your golden pocket's at, right at 70K, where that golden pocket's at. So, I mean, for me, this is very important support around 70K. Okay, let me check the chat here. 3.5-year hold. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree, Decrypto. And I think that you might even be able to 3.5 years, sell some of it, but maybe hold on to some of it because this thing could be like a juggernaut that turns into something much, much, much bigger. And, it could be like buying Amazon early and selling some of it when it gets to 500 because you think that's a really big increase, but then it keeps going, 2,000, whatever. And then you get stock splits. I'm not saying there's going to be splits with Circle, but who knows? What's up? I am Spin B. Welcome in, man. I'm Spin B. Much love to you as well. Who's going to buy the Kraken IPO? Is Kraken IPOing? I didn't even know that, Dr. X. If Kraken IPOs, I would possibly buy Kraken IPO. It's a very, I know a lot of whales, like my whale friends, man, big whale friend there. He only trusts Kraken, and it's because Kraken's customer support is so good and everything like that. But he's got a lot of money that he has in Kraken, and he trusts Kraken and Kraken only, not Coinbase, Kraken. And so if Kraken IPO'd, I would be interested in at least maybe, at least playing it a little bit. Yeah, CJ, 74K is technically the target. If you SFP that low, you do not have to come down here. But I'm saying it's likely that we could, just because it's a golden pocket. Just imagine if we don't SFP 74K and we keep dropping a couple $1,000s lower. Everyone's going to say, oh my God, we're breaking this range to the downside. Bitcoin's definitely in a bear market. It's going to dump. And they start shorting under 74K right into that golden pocket. That would be so much fuel there. Trap a bunch of huge shorters here and then boom. So, I mean, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen, but that is definitely a support area. If we get down there, I'll be looking. Now, if we SFP 74K into the bottom of this pitchfork, I'll also long that. I'll also potentially buy some of that, First quarter of 2026. Yeah, I think actually that's what I'm thinking as well. I think we are going to see a couple months of a bear market. And Coons, you guys, some of you guys know Coons Trading. He's a really good Elliott Wave analyst. He is thinking too that this downtrend here is probably going to continue based off time-based fibs. He thinks it's going to continue until like the first quarter of 2026 as well, till about, March or so. And so, yeah, I mean, I have to agree with him there just based off my own analysis, which is a little bit different than his. But I mean, yeah, I do think so. They have few employees, no overhead, make tons of money. Future behemoth company. Okay, yeah. Ooh. Check, check, check. Okay, you guys got me now? You guys got me? I see no sound, guys. I should be back now. Should be back. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, looks like 100. I saw 100 thing. Let me know in the chat, guys. Am I back? Yes. YouTube lose sound, click sound buttons. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Time Attack. Thank you so much. Okay, and Tiki Taku, welcome in, man. Tiki Taku Taku Taku. Okay, sounds good. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, Kraken IPO is for Q1 of 2026. Okay, sweet. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. YouTube failing. Mic is clear. Oh, gotcha. Okay. I was going to say my mic bar didn't cut out my sound thing. Okay, cool. Thank you, CJ. Man, I appreciate that, dude. I'm here in LA and we trust it more as well. The spreads, the custody staking. Yep. Okay. Interesting. Baby Genius, that's interesting. I know a lot of the bigger guys that trust Kraken. All right, let's get back to the TA here. Yeah, Bitcoin is holding that value area low. So that scalp that we were talking about at the beginning of the stream is looking like it might play out here, guys. But remember, we still could make a lower high. I'm really targeting the 786. So if we pull that fib of this little micro range that we're in, from the highs of yesterday to the lows we just made, that 786 right near the value area high and at the top of the fib channel. Of course, we could reject Golden Pocket POC as well. So just pay attention locally, pay attention to those two levels. This level right here and this level right here. We could take out the highs one more time. To me, it's less likely, but you could have a Model 1 as well. Now, if we close today's candle again above 93.5, we might see a move to up to the POC at 96.5. Because yesterday, when I was making the video as the daily candle close was happening, we literally closed it. Let's see, where's that snap? Right here, you can see yesterday, we were pretty much right at that level. Right underneath the Fibonacci channel, we closed the daily candle. Actually, it would probably just be easier to show you. Let me just hide these. I know it's easier to go into my object tree. I don't know why I'm doing this. So just because these candles are big and square, it looks like it closed above, but it didn't. It actually closed just below that Fibonacci channel. If you zoom in, it closed just below. But look at overall, we still, if we can reclaim and close above it, then it's going to look good. But if we don't, it's another rejection, one rejection. This could be two. And then if we come down, we could see a three. And then and remember, as far as you have your 3-wave corrective move, in your impulse to the downside, you're looking for a 5-wave impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what this would also create is this kind of, you have your 3-wave that's completed. All of this is a 1. You retrace up to the golden pocket in a 2. And then, you get your big dump down. And this is actually part of the impulse. But it kind of creates that topping reversal pattern once again at key resistance. Yeah, guys, please hit the like button. If you got any sort of insight into the market at all, even if you don't necessarily agree, like if you're bullish and you think we are going to break up higher, this is still a valid possibility. And as traders, we need to not get into an emotional mindset of only being bullish or only being bearish. We need to look at both possibilities. And trust me, guys, if we start to close above this level, I'm going to start flipping way more bullish. Our invalidation for the bear case, our invalidation for the bear case is still hitting the golden pocket of your wave 3. So that is at 97,184 on Coinbase. Now, the thing with that is you can see we have a naked daily point of control up there, and we have our range point of control just before it. It's also going to be the top of the channel if we kind of do something like this. So be aware that you could come all the way up and front run this. Even if you front run it by $10 and you don't hit it, the bear scenario is still valid until you actually touch the 618. The double 1-2 impulse, the bigger daily double 1-2 impulse to the downside is still valid as long as you don't touch that. Now, it would be much better to reject from this level right now because it's also the bearish backtest of your Fibonacci channel. Okay. Pito, Quiles, welcome in, man. It's good to see you here. I'm in the scalp long from 91.2, looking for 95.5. Okay, you're in from 91.2. Okay, that's a pretty good entry there. Yeah, 91.2. And you're looking to come all the way up to 95.5. Okay. I mean, I would definitely you're playing this obviously as a scalp. You probably were looking at this range and longing the lows of that range. But I would at least look at maybe taking some profit. I don't want to tell you what to do. For me, the only reason I'm concerned, yes, we could absolutely break up to 95.5. But we are seeing some bear divs here. If we zoom out to the 1 hour time frame in this range that's forming here, this sideways range that's forming, we are seeing bear divs on the chart, and money flow's now starting to drain out pretty consistently. Bear divs on the chart, money flow's draining out here. So you might see a distribution pattern. And just like last holiday weekend, we saw the same thing. And it was really clear on the 2 hour. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the momentum waves, lower highs in the momentum waves. Money flow draining out as the range was forming. Money flow leaving here, bear divs on money flow, and then you get the big dump. So I just want to warn that we could see that again. And the reason why I also have a bias of a possible distribution here is because we're at the very macro resistance of the 0.5 Fibonacci, which is your wave 4 corrective target. and it's the bearish backtest of your Fibonacci channel, but also we saw a 3-wave corrective move to come up there. Yeah, near 5% scalp. That's awesome. That's a really good scalp trade. If you do make it up that far, that's really good, man. I tagged you in a comment in the Discord. I saw this video where they think we could have been in a bear market for the last year, and we are now igniting rockets sooner than later. Well, wait, a bear market for the last year. I'll check that out, Time Attack, for sure. Was that in Jason's Discord? And let's see here. A bear market for the last year, or are you talking about the Telegram? If you're talking about the Telegram, I'll check that out too. Either way. But and yes, in Spin B, I'm Spin B, absolutely, man. And you know what? Don't if your plan is to hold it to 95.5 or 98, don't let my TA mess up your plan. It's just something to think about. Like if we do come up to that level, those local levels. I'm sorry, guys. Before I want to just show I'm Spin B this real quick. Because of the possible distribution up here, just if we do come up to those local levels, those local purple boxes that I just laid out, let me see. Let me just turn them back on. Okay, so this here, in this little range, the reason why I think it could be distribution. So obviously you have your point of control of your little micro range at your golden pocket. That could always be a rejection zone because we have now broken market structure bearishly. By taking out this low, you have broken market structure bearishly. You've made a new lower low. So now it's more probable to make a lower high and then a lower low to start a downtrend. That lower high, that lower low, lower high could be here though, and then you could downtrend. So we don't know, but because you broke market structure bearishly here, it gives you a greater possibility that you're going to put in a lower high. I'm not saying a guaranteed possibility. So if I was personally in a scalp from that area, which we were planning on, was at the beginning of the stream, then yeah, I would, if we like say your original plan is to hold it to 95.5, you know, somewhere up in here. And actually the top of the channel is at like 95.5, 95.5 to 95.7, depending on how quick we get up there. So that does make sense to me. Definitely a TP area that I would be looking at. But if we start to reject here, I'd be like, oh crap, we rejecting maybe low time frame bear divs. Maybe then I'll pull some out. But if you're not going to reject, don't pull it out, you know. Or, you know, up here, you now have some bear divs and you're starting to reject. Okay, maybe I will pull some out. So you can, you know, you have to babysit a little bit more that way. But man, guys, we literally saw that at the beginning of the stream and we missed it. And even on this back test. So earlier in the stream, we wicked farther lower than I thought, but we were looking at taking out this low at 91.7 or 91.7. We wicked it at the very beginning of the stream. We wicked past it. And I said, if we reclaim it, we're probably going to come up to this golden pocket at least, or up to the 786. Well, we did reclaim it. And then after we reclaimed it and I missed it because I was looking at Chainlink, I said, if we come back here and hold it, then we're going to break through the value area low and we're going to continue up. And that's exactly what's happening here. So we even had a chance to get back in right here. Darn it. That's frustrating. Okay, wait. No, our Discord. Okay, yeah, Telegram. Okay. Thanks for reserving number 69 for me. Hot tamale, of course, man. I took the long after swing failure pattern. Yes. Okay, cool. So that's you took that exact same trade we were looking at. That's awesome, man. That is really awesome. Let's see what ETH is doing. I really want to short ETH at 3,300. So yeah, guys, ETH, this was our resistance. It was a 786. It was a 786 of this move. So I'm looking at kind of a sideways range here. A sideways range here. And ETH, if we pull our 786 Fibonacci from this little range high to our lows, 786 Fibonacci. You can see that 786 there. Actually, I think 786 is right in the middle of that box. And then we had I deleted it, but we had a daily level at the bottom of the box, 3121, and we had a naked daily point of control at 3145. So this box was the area I was looking at with this move up. I was looking to come a little bit higher before rejecting. But because we front ran it, I was still looking now. And by the way, we were looking for the long right here. I actually took a long in this little range here. And I was looking to come up to take out that high. And I did take profit up here a lot, 75%. But we broke straight above it. And now we're back testing it to flip it to support. So if we can flip this right now to support, we're going to work our way up to our next level, which is that naked daily point of control in perfect confluence with your anchored VWAP and that, what is this, value area? I don't think that's actually there. No, it's not. On the 1 hour, this moves down for some reason, but that's where I'm looking, 3,300. Let's check out Bybit. Oh, wow. That's why we rejected that. Okay. Dang. Okay, this is interesting, guys. The Bybit $1,400 anchored VWAP, we hit it to the dollar in confluence with your pitchfork midline. And after losing the pitchfork midline, oof. And look at, I think that if ETH does come down to this area here, I am buying some spot Ethereum. And I'll tell you why. Macro logarithmic golden pocket. If we zoom out here onto the daily, it is the value area low of your 4-year long or your year long range, excuse me, sorry, your March of almost 2 years. From March of 2024, your sideways range, it's your value area low of that range. It is your macro logarithmic golden pocket pulled from the $1,400 lows up to your new all-time high. That's your log golden pocket, which is a proper 61.8% retrace. If you turn it off of log, yes, we did bounce from the golden pocket, but it's not the proper 61.8% retrace. But because a lot of people don't know that, they're going to long here anyways. But there was another pitchfork that was there, midline. We were looking at that. It's the same pivots. Actually, no, it's bear market lows up to the cycle highs, down to the cycle lows before making this push up, of course. We had this pitchfork on from pretty much the very beginning, from these lows. So, of course, we were going to bounce here, even if even because your non-log golden, it's not necessarily because your non-log golden pocket was there. It was also the value area high of your last range. And remember, volume levels are important. So this is going to be flipped to support now. But coming back to this chart, if we do come down to that log golden pocket, it's the value area low of your almost 2-year long range in confluence with the bottom of the pitchfork band and your log golden pocket value area low pitchfork band. And here's the thing, guys, if we do reject this level right here, which it's interesting that the Bybit anchored VWAP is right in confluence with this midline, 3-wave corrective move, reject, dump. That's what I would be expecting. Of course, you're probably going to bounce a bit in the POC. You're not going to go straight down. You're going to bounce there a little bit too. But this area for me, I mean, I'm just looking at that. And then, of course, your 4-year long range point of control is at your weekly. I really hope we don't come down that far. But if we do, I will be buying. Okay, let's see. When I mistrade like this, scalp. When it plays out, just reaffirm in your mind that your strategy. Yes, Baby Genius, that is such a good comment. And guys, I want to highlight this comment that Baby Genius just said, because oftentimes we'll miss a trade that we were planning or that we were looking at, and we FOMO in late because we knew that we were planning on taking it, and we got the analysis right, but we just didn't execute right. And so he just said, when I miss a trade like this scalp, when it plays out, I just reaffirm in my mind or in your mind that your strategy is correct. And whatever you did to get there, lock it in as data mentally. So instead of FOMOing in with proper risk management now, with a improper risk reward because you're FOMOing in way too late. You just let the trade play out and you miss it, but you file in your mind, hey, look it, I was right there, and whatever like concept I was looking at there, that's a check that in as a win for me, because even though I didn't actually gain the physical profit there, or the profit there. So very good comment, Baby Genius. I really like that. I really do. Okay, guys, it is. I've been streaming for 2 hours now. I do need to take off a little bit early today, so I am going to take off now. I'll be live tomorrow as well, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please come join me. Also, hit the like button on your way out, guys. And remember, if you want to join the Telegram, all you have to do is sign up with BYDFI using my affiliate link in the description and deposit $100 into the exchange. Once you do that, click the Telegram link that's also in the description of this video. Once you're in that Telegram verified channel, you type in /verify and then your user ID, which will be right up here, and that'll get you into that Telegram. But thank you guys all so much. I really do appreciate all of you so much. It was a great stream today. The banter back and forth between us was really good. And it sounds like we got a lot of awesome educated traders in here. So love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. And thank you. Take care as well, Crypto Clan World and InSpinB, Baby Genius, all you guys. Thank you. And mods, thank you so much for all you do always. Thank you guys.